Donnah and I, we were born on the exact same day,
which is
April 17th, 1991. She's a couple hours older than me.
Yes.
Older, wiser.
But we were born on the exact same day in the same hospital. We went to the same high school, same college, and we got together planning our 10-year class reunion. And then when we got together, we actually started noticing that we had even more in common, which is we found pictures of our moms in the exact spot on, head to toe, exact same maternity outfit, and they did not know each other. What else? We found pictures of us in the same sports uniform at the same age. It's just insane. I'm stuck with it. I mean, I can't.
Yeah. Hi guys, it's Marissa Farrell. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the STL Bucket List Show.
I am your other host, Luke Farrell, and this episode is proudly presented by the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis. They are the largest funder of art programs and artists in the city, and we can't wait to show you guys why St. Louis is an arts town.
As always, today's episode is brought to you by Half Coast Studios in St. Louis. They edit and distribute all episodes, so check them out if you're looking to start a podcast.
So today, we have something very special. We have two very special guests that we're going to get right into it with. We have Morgan Casey and Donnah Thomas, the power couple of St. Louis, two queens in the building today.
Hey.
So first and foremost, how are you two doing today?
We're good.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you guys here. We've worked together a lot, and having two similar things, but on two, I call it two of the same sports, but in two different arenas. You guys are doing a lot on Facebook, and we're just on the IG world, but we can work together, and we need to work together more. So, let's get right into it. So I wanted to hear the story of you guys. It's all about love today. It's the daters and doers.
This is my favorite thing to do. I tell a story to strangers in the elevator.
Yeah.
She does, and I just roll my eyes.
It's
each
a fire
time.
story. It's a fire story, though.
It's such a crazy story.
It is. Donnah and I, we were born on the exact same day,
Which is
April 17th, 1991. She's a couple hours older than me.
Yes.
Older, wiser.
But we were born on the exact same day in the same hospital. We went to the same high school, same college, and we got together planning our 10-year class reunion. And then when we got together, we actually started noticing that we had even more in common, which is we found pictures of our moms in the exact spot on, head to toe, exact same maternity outfit, and they did not know each other. What else? We found pictures of us in the same sports uniform at the same age. It's just insane. I'm stuck with it. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, too many. The universe is
you have
that's
to be
it. That's
together.
your match. Yeah, that's so crazy. So then you're both right here from St. Louis. All right. So why don't you? I mean, whoever wants to go first, talk about your family life and just what that looked like and growing up. So.
Let me hear yours.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I never asked you.
A little about Donnah.
So yeah, definitely from St. Louis, born and raised. From Florissant. Definitely went there all throughout my childhood. It was in the Ferguson-Florissant School District. Went there from kindergarten through high school. This one, on the other hand, Catholic school. Just kidding. But
Catholic school is kindergarten to 8th grade. So then what? High school is when you guys really.
Yeah, then I jumped over to public school.
Okay.
My mom's I need you to experience both. And I'll be honest, that was probably the best thing that my mom could have done for me, because I was able to then learn more about my culture. At my private school, there were not many Black people. I'm gonna just keep it real. I was washing my hair every day because that's what my friends were doing.
Oh, same. No,
We're not
same.
supposed
Growing
to.
up. Yep.
PSA, you are not supposed to do that.
No.
For the young listeners.
If you don't know.
I just want to mention the fact that she said she grew up in Flowtown and all of that, but now she's teaching in the same district, and I think that's the coolest.
That's so cool.
Now I'm a
Awesome.
teacher there in the Ferguson-Florissant School District. 2nd grade. Oh my God, I bring home the best stories of what my 2nd graders say every day. I just love it there.
Yeah, that's so cool.
She's a teacher as well, and
Which,
high school kids.
Yes, high school and the Parkway School.
And the
District.
stories are crazy, but maybe different because they're
totally different.
They're going
but
through
maybe
different
the
things
same.
in their life.
Maybe the same. Who knows? Sometimes.
But shout out
I'm
shout out teachers, and shout out the Bucket List Backpack Club that's dropping. That dropped a few days ago. When this podcast airs, we're going to be selling T-shirts, and every T-shirt that's sold is donating a backpack to a student in the St. Louis area.
Cool.
So
That's awesome.
Bucket
Yeah.
List Backpack Club.
That's awesome. We were just trying to figure out, like, when we do our passport, we want to give more proceeds. We're giving it to Show Me Arts Academy, but we also want to find some type of organization that helps teachers directly, because I mean, you all come out of your own pockets so much.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then when you go do your taxes, and then you can only claim like I think 200. I'm like, okay, I spent way more than that.
Way more.
Way more. First day when we went there to get stuff for your room.
Yeah, but I didn't know also, like, I'm lucky enough that like my school does offer so many resources, but not all schools are like that. But I didn't know at the time. So I'm like, just swiping the card, and I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
So we talked about your job. So Morgan, I know that you recently left a job that you were passionate about. Tell us about your previous work that you did before going full time with entrepreneurship.
I'm gonna try not to cry, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, I was so passionate about what I was doing. Don't touch me; it's gonna make it worse. Oh my god, you're gonna make me cry, babe. Okay, no. So I was a memory care director. So for 10 years, I worked with seniors on organizing all the activities that they were doing. This is cool. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I actually had a bucket list program. So we called it the Bridge Bucket List. And I would take seniors to do things that they have always wanted to do. So I'm most known for taking a 103-year-old gentleman. Shout out to Mr. Dawson, who is still alive. He is 107 right now. But I took him out to throw out the first pitch for the Cardinals. Took a 97-year-old to fly a helicopter. She didn't fly it. She was in it. Yeah. But yeah, just stuff like that. But working with seniors it's probably very similar to working with children. Yes. They're with you more than they are probably with the people that they live with. And so I miss it. I do miss it. I love
relationships.
Yeah. So I can't wait till once I have everything settled with the company to be able to go back and volunteer and continue on the bucket list we were doing and get that going. Yeah.
That's amazing. And we'd love to help you with that, because that would be so cool. Be cool. Like, I thought about doing that similar thing and you mentioned that a while back, and I was like, that's so cool. But doing that the reverse age with kids that maybe never been able to even go up in the arch or go to a Cardinals game, check off things off kids' bucket lists. Yeah. Same thing as with seniors, because seniors, it's they only have so much time left. Yeah. But the bucket list with kids is when we brought kids up to Spark that one day, it's just showing them there's opportunities for anyone, no matter what your background is, no matter what your education is. If you dropped out of college like myself, if you went through college like Marissa and did this, everybody has an opportunity to do something and live out their own bucket list. So.
Definitely agree. Yeah, we got to talk off record about this. I think we just came up with a really cool thing.
There it is. Yeah. There it is, right there.
But but as far as my upbringing, very similar to Donnah. Florissant all my life. Went to private school, and my mom was in the entertainment business. So I was actually, she hates when I say this, but most of the time I think I was raised by my grandparents, because my mom was literally touring in Europe and things like that. And I honestly think my mom has a little bit of regret. However, her being on tour and me being able to learn about the business firsthand as a child was the best thing that she could have given me. Yeah. And I thank her for it all the time. I think that everything I'm doing literally is because I watched my mom do it. Mm-hmm. And it was the most amazing life. I was really flying by myself at 6 years old and being escorted through the airport. I was kind of cooler than you. What you think?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Shout out moms though. I mean, that's just crazy. That's a lot different than the average person. So tell us you told us how cool it is, but you also said that came with its own struggles, because your mom wasn't always there every night, maybe and somebody else's mom.
I think the biggest struggle came when she stopped being on the road when I became a teenager, and she's I need to be home with my daughter, mainly to probably watch me. But when your mom's not there 24/7 telling you what to do, and you literally have people that are cleaning your room for you and making your bed, and then she takes all that away. Trauma.
Deprived.
It's a little struggle, a little power struggle. And my mom and I, it took us a minute to really find our safe space with each other. And I think my mom's literally going viral right now from the Pride Parade. She got out the truck and did a little dance and did the splits in the rain.
I seen that.
With a shirt that says Proud Mom. Yes. And it's it's so much deeper than people just commenting and saying how cool it is she did the splits. For me, that's just full circle of my mom loves me no matter what. Mm-hmm. We went through our struggles, but now we're here, and I just feel like we're unstoppable.
She's supporting you. Like you said, the video was funny, but like just her and then your mom was out there as well.
Mhm.
And they both
Matching
had the shirts on it.
tees.
And those
Yeah.
were-
Matching
Yeah.
tees. Proud
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah, that's fire. I love that. I just love all of it. And, just going through trials. I mean, everybody has it, but just finding a way to keep moving.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So we're gonna come back to moms later.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about we'll get there. But you both are known for, in St. Louis at least, for date ideas and things to do.
Yes.
So how did that idea come about? Like you both have your own careers, and
Yeah.
so you just are like, oh, what? I'm gonna start a page, or
So
how'd that go for you?
yeah, so really honestly, like I was always doing events in the city. And I would always do like events that went viral. So my personal Facebook page is really large. And so then when I would post like me taking Donnah on a date or something, those things started to go viral. So then I had like a coworker at work ask me like, Morgan, can you make something where I can like follow strictly the places you go in St. Louis? And we made I remember coming home and I'm like, babe, we got to come up with a cool name, but something simple. And she helped me come up with the name of it. And we thought maybe like we'd get 500 followers or something. And we had over 5,000 the first week. And since then, I mean, it's been incredible.
Wow.
We've been able to branch off into 16 different cities. The engagement, now I'm going to like hit this myth real quick. The engagement on Facebook is incredible compared to any other social media platform due to the fact that like you can click a link directly.
Yeah.
So we've been able to accomplish things like selling out people's events with just one post within hours. I think ours, 48 minutes is my record for an
Yes.
event, like selling out
Mhm.
over 500 people.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's crazy. Like
Mhm.
we
The
didn't,
impact.
yeah, we didn't start it as like, oh, this is going to be a business, but the amount of time that it started taking, I had to make a choice last November. And I came home and I'm like, babe, I got to leave a whole lot of money to like take a chance on making a whole lot of money, eventually, but that takes time.
Mhm.
And she held my hand with her little teacher salary and said, okay.
I know that's right.
We have a similar story with that as well. And it wasn't anybody that told us to make the profile or anything. It's just we wanted to document what we were doing without putting
Just
it on
like
our
you,
personal
we
page.
date. Like we just date good. Like we go places.
But I don't want to
we
put that on
enjoy
my personal page because like that's for like family or
It
whatever.
gets
like-
clouded, and
and
know.
then
Mhm.
we just made the page and like the same thing with her, but like I had the marketing company first and then I started STL Bucket List after, like pretty close to so like the marketing company is able to fund STL Bucket List. And that's the biggest thing is when you're leaving your job, it's like, well, I do need help, but like the money's going right back into the business and you might not have those funds to hire those people. So you guys have a lot of people that help you, like influencers and stuff.
Yeah, I
which
would
is
say
awesome.
like it's so weird. Like with our actual group, we don't have influencers helping us. With our Instagram and TikTok, they do. The Facebook group, like honestly, it's more like paid advertisement. Should I say that? We're on here now.
Yeah.
But we do it in a very
It's pay to
organic
play.
way.
Yeah, it's pay to
So
play.
we just, we've built something where people trust what we're saying. So anyone can't just come and pay me. We are only taking, advertisement dollars from people that we would truly want other people to know about. And that's kind of like when you'll see our website that should be dropping any day now. It's still going to be a curated list. So people can go on there and sign up for their listings, which they definitely should plug. But we still approve if it's going to go on there or not. So it's not guaranteed that because you sign up for a listing that we're going to approve because we want to make sure that we're still giving good content.
Mhm.
But
not
we
just
do have
selling
the
out.
support of the community. I think our Facebook groups isn't really us. Like we do the admin piece and block people, but it's really the community. I think that's the coolest thing about it.
Yep.
Is that when people go in there and they ask like, "Hey, I'm trying to propose," blah blah blah. It's everybody getting
their-
excited
Rallies
and giving them
together.
answers. Yeah,
Yep.
and I think the impact that it's had is incredible. Like we literally had someone move to St. Louis because they followed the group for 2 weeks. Yeah.
That's
True
amazing.
story.
They're like,
True
this
story.
is busy. We got to get out to St. Louis. We got to go here.
And that's facts.
I'm
though.
moving.
It's like people like you guys doing it and highlighting it in a higher light. And like our mission's the same thing too, is like highlighting the people, places, and events that make St. Louis special. So how do we do that? We highlight the people. Okay, that's entrepreneurs, that's business owners that are helping start these amazing businesses that make St. Louis great. And then you have the places, the events. You guys focus a lot heavy on events, and that's awesome because you were right about Facebook. Is like the difference between Facebook and Instagram is like, okay, you put it on Instagram, a lot of people can share it to their story, but then it's gone.
Yep.
We had Facebook posts that still are getting shared that we posted like 2 years ago, but Instagram, you can't do that. It's just, Instagram's more of like a lot more people, I think, it just depends on the age group.
Now,
Yeah, it's like real quick, it's now, but you can do a little bit more like with the content on there. That's the only difference, but you're right about Facebook is like, yo, we need to like be here because people are there and the people that spend money are there.
Also, I think like with Facebook, obviously like the age range is a lot more broad because like I don't know. I mean,
Ours
you would know more about that. I just feel like my grandma's on Facebook.
Mhm.
I'm on Facebook. My cousin who's 21 is on Facebook. Where Instagram, it's more of like, what's the age range? You would know. Yeah,
Yeah.
younger.
Millennials.
I think like
Right,
35 is
you
like
know?
old on Instagram. If you're like 35
I mean,
or 40, it seems like it's getting old.
You get to a
I'm
point.
not even capping.
You get to a point.
I'm not
I
capping. You
feel
don't see that many
around-
people on Instagram.
Yeah, you get to a point where you're like, they're on Instagram. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
feels like more of a
like my
younger
mom and
crowd.
dad made a double Instagram just to
Like
they
they
have
share
one follower.
one.
They follow
Oh.
us and that's it.
I tried that with us. Remember?
Yeah.
Said Morgan and Donnah. I was really in love with that point.
Yeah.
I love you.
She just playing.
Double. If you did a double Facebook, I would have just left the studio.
No, I
You know them
did.
couples that do a double Facebook?
I did. We
There are
really
some
did.
out
You were
there.
trying to do a double Facebook.
I
so
was
don't
playing
even-
with you.
I
Because I
really
love
did.
you. God damn.
I just felt like, no, I'm serious. Like, when I did it, it was just because it was like, if you see me, I want you to see my girl. I'm proud to be with you.
That's right.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I need my engagement to go up, so.
It's all for the numbers. Come on. That is so funny.
God.
Guys.
So you guys,
Well, now, yeah, you have 277.5
how many combined
K
across all groups?
members.
Probably close now. Probably like between probably about between 6 and 650.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
600,000.
And then how like besides St. Louis, Chicago and Kansas City are your biggest right now, or Atlanta
Yeah,
too?
Atlanta's our 4th biggest right now. So when we launch the website, it's just gonna highlight those top 4 cities,
Okay.
and then we'll start like pushing out the other ones. But like, I think the one I'm most proud about is Kenya,
Yeah.
just because Kenya actually has our biggest team. It's the craziest thing. But we have
Yeah.
5 people in Kenya that.
They're down to work.
They
They're
do
like
that
trying to
was-
they're trying to blow it up.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So the support, around the country is amazing, and the love from like major companies. Like we got shouted out by Facebook's vice president for Women's History Month.
Yes.
Yeah, and just stuff like that. Like, I mean, we're human. We love to know that what we're doing is appreciated. Like,
Worth it. In your time, worth your time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, like I didn't leave my job just for no reason. So when I do hear that, oh, you helped us find this or it makes me smile. And even though this gives me the most anxiety, one of the things I love the most is like when people come up to us in public and hug us and thank us and talk to us like they know us. We just love connecting with our members. So it's cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's amazing. That was a weird transition when people noticed you because we didn't put our face on
For a
Instagram
long time.
for over a year and a half. And then when we like started to want to do more videos and podcasting and stuff, and it's mostly her because I take pictures of her when we go out to eat. So like people will see us and they're like, oh, I moved here to watch you. And like I go to all these restaurants because of you. And I was like, that's crazy. Like you don't
Yeah.
realize that unless somebody actually tells you.
Yeah.
But like if 100,000 people see this post, okay, maybe only like 2 of them are gonna like message you and say like thank you, but there was probably like 100 other people that actually went and did that. That's why it's hard to track. Like it's easy to track if it sells out, but like for restaurants, like the boba tea place you guys put on there, like okay, a bunch of people commented, said they were gonna go, but you don't really know how many people actually went unless that business owner tells you.
They call us,
Yeah.
and sometimes they'll call us and say, "Morgan, we love you, but can you take the post down?"
'Cause they're too
we
busy.
had,
Yes.
because it'd get too
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like we do. That's one thing is that we do love is like we get to see an immediate response. We just I just talked to the owner of a restaurant that just opened last week, and she's like, we literally had over 100 people come in every day that week because of the post. And I'm like, awesome, congratulations. And those aren't ones that we're getting paid for. Like if there's a new business in St. Louis, like we like to just highlight it. Like we're proud. We are
support
proud
local.
of
What's happening.
all of our businesses and influencers and stuff in the city. So
Mhm.
It's the
Yeah.
same with us. Like there's of course paid stuff, but like we just want good content because like it's not, if it's all paid stuff, then the people have not always a reason to follow you, but you want to like still advertise stuff that's cool, like
Right.
what we do. So if we're gonna go on a date to the botanical gardens, it's not like they're paying for us, but like we can advise people like, hey, this is a good date,
Mhm.
or this is a good bucket list item to check off, or
Good restaurant.
whatever.
to
I would say
try.
like 90% of the stuff we don't get paid for. you
Yeah,
know? And if we
definitely.
do, it's a minimal amount compared to print,
Mhm.
you know, and it's better than print, you know.
That's
And I love
about-
the print magazines, but like social media is like more people are seeing it,
Yeah.
more people are taking action from it, and they know it. That's why they're doing more on social media as well. So
That's about the same for us. Like, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
broke. No. Yeah, but that's
that
why
website needs to drop.
that's why our website. So that's the whole reason that we're coming out with this website is because people can purchase listings, and that's where our revenue will come from.
Mhm.
But people, for whatever reason, I don't know what we have been doing, but people literally think like we're rich or
Balling.
something.
You're
Like
like,
they think because like you have these numbers that she has millions of dollars. No.
yeah.
Do you
Well,
have it?
so-
No.
How long did you have the page before you were like, I'm going to quit my job? Like how long?
Like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, year and a
And
half.
it just popped off so much. And like, so like,
Mhm.
let's talk about the time that it takes to manage the account. Like,
Oh my god.
because I know like with him, like we're both on bucket list, but he's way more. I mean, obviously we both work. We both have, we're teachers. So like right now it's summertime. So I have a lot more time to dedicate to it. But he is always like got to check something and put something out and respond and do this. But also like with his other, marketing company as well. So like you're just, how does that work
You
for
don't
you? The
stop.
time.
It's my full time. Like it's and I kid you not, you all, for almost a year and a half, I woke up at 3:00 every morning to check our pages to make sure that there was nothing crazy going on or bullying and things like that. Because I think that's the thing that we have to watch the most is like
Mhm.
people saying rude things to other people. Like we try to make sure that our group is nothing but positive,
Yeah.
and encouraging and
Yeah.
diverse. Like that's big for us too. So yeah, a lot of time. But I finally, with just like trying to manage different things and change that, I'm sleeping throughout the night, and it's the best thing ever because it's been a long time.
Mhm.
I've been able to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
But you spend a lot of time on it. Don't tell the principal at her school, but she's
She's on lunch. She's like, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to eat lunch in my classroom and just approve things.
It takes a lot though, because like the approval process, and then you have people messaging you like, oh, why'd you approve this and not this, or why'd you do this and
Ooh.
not this,
Oh
and you're like,
Oh, people really
Gosh.
message you
I'm
and
sure.
like,
we
Yeah.
get
Yes.
those are the times that, and this is we don't share this often, but this is a safe space.
it is
Probably the hardest thing about us running our Facebook groups is the aftermath when people don't get something approved and some of the people jump right to attacking our race or our sexuality. There's been some times where I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this, especially because like, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. No.
Especially because like with those groups, like we are the face. So it's not like if you get mad at Target, you can't call the owner at Target and say mean things. So with us being the face of these things, we get that, So we've learned not to read the comments and like news articles and things like that. But yeah, that's the hardest part. You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, people
So.
can be nasty, right? It's so easy online. I remember one time I posted in your page looking for a tea room, and someone gave me it was Marianne's, which was in the West End, which is it's not around anymore. It closed. And I was like, oh, do they have mimosas? And someone was like, why don't you just take 2 seconds of your time and go look on the website? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
for what? Like, for what? I was
Yeah.
like, just.
and people do that on ours, and we don't look at the comments enough. We need to monitor them better, but like I always want to just message back and say some crazy stuff.
But
too.
even
She tells me not
he
to.
wants to be sarcastic, and I'm like, just who cares? But even like our intern,
I just want to let them know that I've seen it. And
I
want to
do it so
well, our
bad, too.
intern is just graduated high school in May. Okay, she's a teenager, she's a kid, and like made a post, and people were like coming for her, and they're like, oh, what a basic white young girl's day. Like she like went to Starbucks, and they were coming at her for like going to Starbucks and not like a local, and she was just
She was in like a
so-
nicer neighborhood, so they're like, this isn't really what St. Louis is like.
Yeah,
This is like a spoiled
and-
little
Oh my gosh.
brat's
And-
life and stuff.
Yeah, they were like calling her, I'm like, so then like Luke's like, what do I do? I'm like, it's like she was upset because she's a kid and she just got brought on with our team, and we're like, let's be real, this is part of it. It's part of social media. People just all of a sudden grow a pair because they're behind the screen, but I'm like, we have to tell her, like, don't let that get to you. And so then I'm like, let's just make a post and say, like, kindness, like, that's, you got to be kind. Like, this is a kid and you don't even know who you're like coming at. And it was just, you know, ridiculous. And everyone started, when the post is made of like, be kind, all these people were like, don't let him get you down, sweetie. And I'm like, yeah, like, forget these people. But it's a lot easier said than done. That's
and that
for sure.
differentiates us with, like, because you actually have to post on your personal profile to get into, like, the group. Can you make group posts?
No, I can use it under my business page.
Okay.
I'm
So you can use it
lazy.
under the
I just do
business
it
page.
under mine.
Because I was going to say, like, a lot of the posts I see from you are, like, your thing.
Your
so, like,
name.
most
My
people.
algorithm is the highest. So it's like, if I'm really trying to get something out there, like, if I put it out there, it's going to, like, minimum probably reach about 200,000 people.
Right.
But if I post, like, with the business page, it might only reach, like, 50,000.
Right.
Like
So if you have a client, you're like, I'll post it for you.
I definitely
Or you
would
go
post.
do it, and then you post about it, which would probably be the best,
Mm-hmm.
the overall best. Like, hey, invite them out, come out here and do it.
It's organic, too. So it's
Instead
like,
of just
I
taking
feel
pictures
like
from their website or something. You can actually get your own stuff.
people want to see what we think more, like, they want to, like, be able to put a face to what is going on. That didn't make sense. I know you don't edit, but
I think
I'm going to cringe when I watch this back.
Oh, it's all good.
I
It's so
cringe
long.
every week when I listen to myself.
It's the voice
so
for
it's
me.
all right.
It's the voices for me when I listen to my voice.
Oh,
I'm
I
like, do
can't
really
stand
sound like
listening
that?
to my voice. I'm like, oh, it's so squeaky. But
You know, can I bring some, since we're talking about, like, when we meet people, stuff like that, the two things I hear is, whoa, you do not sound how you look, and whoa, you're much shorter. But I agree with those, so I don't get upset.
Yeah, it's funny, like, seeing in the really.
you have
the
a very
big-
soothing voice.
Is it
It's soothing.
ASR?
It's
I don't want to go there.
We are on the love hour with the
That's
daters and doers, guys.
Do you know how much money
Tune
those
in.
people make?
Oh my gosh. hell
Eating
yeah.
crab legs and a microphone? Like,
Yeah.
I did
Oh,
that.
and this mic picks up some stuff. If you're chewing gum, it'll pick you
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Oh my
I'll come
gosh.
back. I'll book it.
But I think the big difference on our page when we saw the big growth is when we did events of our own, like the Locals Choice Award, which is going right now. So y'all vote right now. Morgan has actually voted for
a
Bucket List Person of the Year.
Yeah,
I'm excited about
She's up there with, like, Michelle Lee, who is
We also
changing
had a
the world
Michelle.
right now. Mastermind, who is literally on fire right now. A couple other people that are. It's just a great list, and to be voted for that just shows that.
Yeah,
you
no,
guys
I'm
are doing some
excited.
cool stuff.
Excited about it. You know, it's one of those things where, like, honestly, I probably won't win, but just knowing that I was on
Top
the
5.
list.
Top 5.
Yes, you will.
What are
Well, we gotta
That's
push
huge.
it. We gotta push it.
Well, when this episode airs,
There'll be 10 days left to vote.
10 days left to
And
vote.
then your party's coming up in a few days after this.
Yes.
Tell us about your party.
We are doing the 2nd annual adult prom. This was actually the very first event that I did that went viral, where we had people, this is 2016, we had people that flew in from different cities just to attend the first one. So I'm bringing it back finally, and it's going to be exciting. The theme is A Night at the Carnival. So, like, when people walk in, they're going to see stilt walkers and fire artists and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a date.
Ooh.
A gorgeous day.
Has anybody got, so your group's been around for a little over 2 years now, or right around 2,
We'll hit-
because it was
we'll
right
be-
during COVID, right? When COVID started?
We just hit July 12th. We hit 2 years.
Oh, nice.
Luke, July 11th
July
is just
3rd. Yeah, yeah.
11th
Yeah.
is your
Oh, it's when I got the
mango.
business license.
It's
yeah.
mango.
Yeah. So that's when I started both the businesses, July 11th.
Okay.
So that'll be 3 years. That'll be 3
Anniversary.
years.
Cool.
Twins.
So we're having
Cool.
an
That's
anniversary.
cool.
Yeah. So that's special. But summer, it's a hot boy summer. That's what I told you.
Must have been an inspiring time.
It was hot boy
COVID.
summer at that year. But yeah. So I wanted to ask: has anybody? I've seen, like, people like go on dates in your group. You had that Colin do, like, a dating show kind of deal. But have anybody, like, got married yet from your daters group, or, like, got into relationships? That would be cool to know,
Oh, like met through the group?
because it's not really. Like
I know I've seen a lot of friends. There's a lot of people that meet as friends in the group of like girls that are like, I wish I could go, but I don't have a date. And the girl's like, me too, let's go.
Let's go together.
And they go do stuff. So I love that. A lot of friendships have been built.
Yeah.
I don't know about the dating piece.
They're just
Because
keeping that low key.
most times, I'll be honest, like, that's one of those things that we try to, like, delete when, like, guys try to, like, hit on a girl in the comments, because it's just, we want to make sure it's a safe space and
Yeah.
Yes.
appropriate.
I seen one guy say, like, I'm looking for a salsa dancing place and a place for someone to go with me or something like that. I seen somebody in your
That's
group.
like shooting your
Facebook,
shot
you
in a
see some crazy
cutesy
shit on
way.
Facebook.
If
For
they're
real.
opening, like, then
Yeah.
fine, but some people just,
Don't-
like,
Yeah.
drop.
You see some crazy shit on Facebook.
Well, that's
though.
like
Facebook's
like your
different.
best friend, his sister met
met her boyfriend
through
through
the
a drinking
Facebook.
group. There was another big
It was
group.
the End is Near Chug a Beer Facebook group, and like
and
literally,
they're like a big, like
they're
they have like
dating now.
100,000 in it. It was during COVID. They would just be like sending pictures of people chugging drinks. And like
That's
they
what-
met because
yeah.
they're like, oh, you chug drinks like I chug drinks. You fired.
I love it. I think that's romantic.
The energy.
That would be cool though to do stuff. And I know you've talked about like, you know, kind of because tying it in with dating and like that's like how you brand it is like date ideas and things to do. Bucket list is just things to do. You know, it's all things to do, and it could be a date. It could be, you know, date ideas and things to do, not just date ideas. You know,
That's the biggest thing we try to like. I'm still trying to learn how to brand that because a lot of people assume that because it's called date ideas and things to do that it's like something just for couples. And I'm like, no, we literally post things
Friend
for you to
dates.
like take your dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad,
Mom and I post
daughter dates.
I
Family
post a lot
events.
of reels of me and my son. Shout out to Mason. Of mom and son dates. Like yeah, I love that. I think I think it's important to show my son like show him the city, but then also show him like what it's like to date. That you can date, you know, me and your stepmom and you know, like it does not have to be a thing that you do with partners.
romanticize.
Yeah,
it's an
it's-
experience
yeah.
with people that you do love and care about, not necessarily in the romantic sense.
Definitely.
That's cool. Yeah.
And he's
So-
our biggest marketer. I just want to
Oh my
shout
gosh,
that
yes.
out. We can't go anywhere without our son telling people.
Are we VIP?
Oh no, not that part. Don't tell him.
Oh,
he
well,
does that too.
Well,
which-
yeah.
We're trying to break him.
I know, but like
not
for
every
him-
event is VIP. Like sometimes you just have to go to the event.
But
and
for a
wait in
kid,
line.
it's exciting. He's
We're
like,
trying to break him of that piece.
yeah.
And it doesn't help because
This is like a flashback to you as a kid. Now he's going to the Lion King
But
through the
see,
back
for
door of the
real.
Lion King.
But I
gotta wait in line.
well, no, but that's what I grew up in. So like
Yeah.
I can literally like
I'm trying to
I
get on
grew
that
up
date
in the
ideas.
Fox. Like my mom has had her own shows at the Fox, and if you ever go backstage, they're gonna get me when I say this, and they're probably gonna go look. But my name is, you know how they sign the walls backstage? My name's signed
I
in
wouldn't know,
several
'cause I don't go
places. It
back.
should not be signed. But I was a kid hanging out at the Fox.
You're like,
Well, I'm trying to get backstage. I'm trying to get with
like
y'all. Like,
practicing your writing.
that date idea is money different.
That's-
God, damn.
So then you talked about prom a little bit. That was your first big event. So this is like what you did it last year was the first year, or
No, 2016. And so I hadn't done it since then.
Okay,
And I'm finally bringing it back.
Cool.
So yeah.
And you've done the Easter egg hunt. Well, tell us about a
That's
couple
a
other
huge
events
one.
that you've done.
That's probably my favorite event. The adult Easter egg hunt I started in 2016 as well, and that started just as like something I was supposed to just have like for friends, and I put it on Facebook, and I'm thinking maybe like 50 people will show up, and it was like over 100, and so now we've grown it. I cap it at 500, but this year we had someone drive from Mexico, not Mexico, Missouri. Mexico. They crossed the border to come.
They drove
this
like
Easter egg
15
hunt.
hours. Oh my
And I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest. I told him, I was like, I appreciate your support, but this event is not that good for you to drive.
It's not worth that. Like,
where
like-
is it? Forest Park? No.
We do it at Forest Park.
Okay, Forest
yeah,
Park.
we do it at Forest Park, and it's cool because like the eggs are, you know, we have eggs that have candy. We have like 1,000 eggs that have candy, 1,000 that
Who
have
makes
cash.
the eggs with candy? Like who does?
Who stuffs the eggs?
Yeah, are
my
you?
friends.
Yes.
I'm
my
like,
friends.
who's
It's a-
doing that?
My friends, like my support system. Like shout out to all my
They
friends
rally.
because they come through no matter what. And we've spent 2 full days stuffing
Oh my God,
over
yes.
five
I'm like,
5,000
how many eggs?
Oh my
How
gosh.
long? Oh.
My hands were like
That
so.
sounds-
Uh-huh.
so
stiff.
fun.
The worst is when
And-
they just don't click right
Yeah,
away.
so like the scratch offs are the hardest. So we have like over 1,000 scratch offs that you have to fold up, put in the eggs. But yeah, it's so cool.
And then like, did the little bottles fit in there? Some of
we
no, you have to get bigger.
actually like came up with a way to like I make an egg for those. It's really cute. But yeah, like this year our gold egg had what $500
Yes.
in it. Yeah,
Wow,
so
that's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
And it's
That
just a
is
fun
so
event, like to
cool.
bring people out to do things that aren't like surrounded about drinking. Now, of course, there was alcohol there, and I'm sure people were getting lit, but
Yeah.
it's not like hey, we're going
not
to this.
focused on
Like the prom, like obviously, like people are gonna be drinking, but like it's events that have more substance than just like hey, nightclub party,
Yeah.
dance, go home.
we're,
Which are
we try
awesome
to
too,
create
but
an
it's just-
experience.
yeah, it's an
and we
experience.
try to do things that are like because I didn't come up with the idea of an adult Easter egg hunt. They do it all over the world.
Yeah.
And I just tried to like put my own spin on it. But you know, now according to Wall Street Journal, we have the largest in the country.
Hey,
Yeah, so
shout out Wall Street Journal. That's huge.
Wild.
I've seen that. So this has really been becoming a huge like community resource. So like what type of pride do you guys take in like making sure that you're delivering? Because I'm sure that some days you're like, I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to pull it up. Like there's a certain type of like privilege that you have. Like I have to like, there's a lot of people that are like counting on us to like make sure that this stuff goes out, you know?
Yeah, I just, we just keep going. So far, we have not burned ourselves out. But I know that one day that's going to come. One day it's going to be a thing of like, I need a break. And unfortunately with groups, it's like, if I take more than 2 days without posting or doing something, then my engagement will just go down. Like we'll literally go from, I think on average, our profile views are over 3 million for the St. Louis group. And if I take 2 days off, it'll probably drop down literally probably to 2 million for that month. Like, wow. It's that drastic. So I have to constantly be in there. Her not so much, but because I'm like the one with the algorithm, I have to constantly do it. So I'm motivated just because of the fact that it helps, and a lot of people tell us that it helps and they need it. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
So is that one of your favorite things? Like, what's your favorite thing about having the page? Like both of you, like what it like. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm starting with favorites, and then just so you know, my next question, I'm going to talk about negative impacts.
What's your favorite?
Just favorite thing about having the group?
Yeah, just whether that's
my
connecting.
favorite thing is that just what we stand on, because St. Louis just has such a bad rap. That's like what we just love about the page, is that we get to highlight. Like if you're not from here, you just hear about the bad things, and we're just like, no, St. Louis is such a beautiful city, and this is what we want to show you. This is what we have to offer, and just this is what we got. Like, come experience it. Plus people from here is like, there's nothing to do in St. Louis. Look, there's so many people in our group, and to tell you what we have, and go out there and do it. Like we show you, we post stuff every day. There's people asking, and there's thousands of posts. So like, what is out there?
There's plenty of things to do here. Like that's something we used to hear all the time. We don't really hear it anymore. At least they can't say it to us. Like you can't tell us that. But I think for me, my favorite is the fact that our group is literally a melting pot of everyone. Probably because I went to private school and it wasn't as diverse in the school as I probably wish it would have been. Diversity is extremely important to me, and going into places where I feel comfortable and I feel safe. So I'll use City Museum's rooftop events, for example. We come together and we do these events with them, and you come up there and you see someone that represents everyone, whether it's gay, straight, black, white, anything. Like, and I think that's my favorite part, is having a melting pot of people. Yeah.
That's awesome.
With a common goal.
I feel that, it's just nice to bring everyone together and explore our city. So, all right, next question, the negative. So again, you just addressed how 2 days off, right? How the engagement goes down. So like, that's got to affect your anxiety a little bit, and just like, oh God, I have to be on this. But then also like I was saying with Luke, he's always got to check things. And sometimes I'm like, turn it off, like be here, stop with me. A lot of times because, and
when we were on our honeymoon, and like, that was like 7 days off.
But it was
nice.
It was such a joy. I'm like, you're here.
But that's putting the right people in place to take care of those things.
Right.
For you.
And so you can relax. But like, so what are some of the negatives that come with it? Because even you talked about like the cyberbullying and
I think definitely the cyberbullying, but then just like the anxiety piece of just being out in public and people constantly. I mean, sometimes we feel like we walked into a concert and I felt like we were the artists that they were there to see. When we walked in, all you heard was our names being screamed, and we wild. And I kind of like had a moment and I had to step away. So I think that, I mean, even when we try to like not be working, so we went to a restaurant and we're eating, we're like, we're not going to get content. Like, we're just going to be here on a date that no one has to know about. And I kid you not, next thing you know, these two ladies are like,
up to us.
Are you on the date? I kid, like doing that. I'm like, whoa, like
It's the weirdest shit ever.
Like, when we went
it
to
is weird because like
Eckert's.
we're not
Remember?
like, I wouldn't say like we're not like talent. We're talented, but like we're not like talent, like a singer, artist, music, like people that you're like, oh yeah, if I saw LeBron James, I'd be like, yeah, like that's like he's talented. But like we're just like doing things.
It's a different
and we're just
thing.
documenting what we're doing. But we've you
Your
know, but
face is on it.
the first
so
time,
like,
and people say that, like, I'll be walking, because I work down at Ballpark Village, and I'll be walking like in the elevator with somebody that works upstairs.
oh,
and like,
that's
I follow
a
you.
bucket list. Or like we
Yes.
went.
I don't think it's as cool as they
where did we
do,
go?
but that's
Strawberry
crazy.
picking.
Strawberry
It
picking.
was so not. We just were eating, and a woman,
Wholesome.
and I'm not. This is. It's just part of it, you know.
Yeah.
And it is. It's flattering, but it's so strange because we're regular people. Like we're just not anything special. I don't know. We're sitting there.
I think you're all really cool.
The girl like holds
Thank
up
you.
her phone and pulls up like our wedding photo, like because he put like we did a
bucket
post
list.
of all the people, like all of our wedding vendors, and she's like, beautiful.
I'm like,
I'm like,
it's
we out here in Eckerd.
They know where I work. They know where I'm at. Like,
Yeah.
they don't know
Yeah.
where we live, but it's like, not like we do
They
anything.
know
to
we
where-
live in South City.
Yeah,
'cause-
because we rep South City. Hard,
Well,
though.
we
Shout out
always do.
Southside.
No, I,
Oh, we got the north and the south in
Right.
here. Uh-oh.
no, I definitely get it, but I think what helps me
Mhm.
is what we've been realizing is for us, I think it's a lot of representation, because we do get a lot of people that are gay or Black women and things like that that come up to us and they thank us because we've helped them come out, or we've helped them, you know, pursue their business or start their career and things like that. And so like I try to keep that in my head of like even the things that I probably don't like the most are helping someone.
Yeah.
And so I try to keep
Positive
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah.
What about you, Donna? What's your least favorite thing about all of that we just kind of spoke on?
Just so much because I'm like still a teacher, and I still try to keep my personal page,
Private.
teacher friendly.
Yeah.
So, like we post stuff and have a
Exact
whole
same.
like I try to hide my drink behind me, and I'm just like,
Tell them about TikTok.
Oh, yeah, my kids found us on TikTok, and they're like, Miss Thomas, were you in the place of lights?
Miss Thomas.
Yeah,
That was her
Thomas.
maiden name.
I'm
That's her
Miss
maiden name.
Thomas.
She just changed her name. Shout out.
I'm not Miss Farrell. Yeah.
Mrs. Farrell? Yes, you are. You changed it.
And that's when we
Oh, it
went
didn't come in the mail yet.
to the Grove of Lights, and I was like, Morgan, they found us on TikTok. They found us on TikTok, and I was like, are we sure we want to keep doing this? Because like,
It's stressful because
Yeah.
when you're in education, obviously,
You got
like
little kids.
you can't
Yeah.
have you don't want like your kids' parents
Yes.
viewing you a
Yes.
type of way.
Exactly.
You don't want, especially like with me, my kids are teenagers, and
Mhm.
like we stayed at your loft for my birthday, my Friendsgiving birthday, and did the reel, and then like a student commented and was like, Miss Thomas, and Luke's like, they found you.
I was lit. I was like, hey.
No, I know. You were like, hey. I'm like, no, I don't want them to find me. I don't want
It's
them
not
to
like we do
see
anything
me.
bad, but it's just
Right.
like you don't
It's just
want
my
people
private
knowing what you
life. I don't
to.
want them to see. I don't want
Yeah.
them to
The podcast
see.
is very open because we do this for an hour every week. So if you really wanted to hear about us, like if you listen to the show, you're gonna hear stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Can I tell y'all the funniest comment that a kid has asked her?
Yes.
They asked her, was I her son?
oh, because I have her on
I knew
my
she was
my
2 hours
screensaver.
younger. I knew she was 2 hours younger. I didn't know. She, yeah.
And they saw her picture, and they were like, "Is that your son?"
Were
And
you
I
good?
just,
Were you like
One of those stories you get to take home. Guess what was said today? You're gonna love this one.
I just tell them that she's my best friend, so I don't get any questions,
'Cause
and
the-
any
'cause the parents-
emails, any phone calls
Yeah.
from
And
parents.
It's sad
So
we have to do that, but like
It is. No, I
mean,
agree. Yeah.
that's just unfortunately like Texas right now. The laws they're trying to pass for LGBT people. Like we unfortunately still live in a world where people are not okay with
Yeah.
it, and that's one of the things. Like if you're speaking about the negative piece, is that some of the comments that are said to us, it's scary sometimes. So it's scary knowing that people do recognize us, and there's a lot of people that are not okay with two gay Black women having as much influence in the city as we do. So
Instead of seeing you as a triple threat, like
Yeah,
amazing,
it's-
they're using that against you to hurt you, which is why you
I would
got
say it's like-
emotional earlier.
yeah. The cool thing is, I would say it's only like 5%.
Yeah.
5% of trolls, and the rest is
Mhm.
beautiful people. But
It's still
that
hard.
5% it hurts.
Yeah.
There's
It's
still a
that
lot of
little
people,
voice.
yeah.
It can be that little
There's still
voice.
a lot of people, and that's why I wanted to like ask you about that, because it's different for me being, you know, a white man in business. It is a little bit easier to like go into these meetings with these people. So like tell us about some of like the ups and downs of like, okay, like yes, we are a gay Black couple, but you know, some people might not take us seriously, like in these big rooms now that your business is growing. Like, have you guys witnessed that at all, or have you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of rooms that we can't just walk in, and unfortunately I have to send other people in before I walk in, and I say, hey, I'm the owner, after we seal the deal. And it's sad, but it happens every day.
Yeah.
For me, and Donna knows this, like, our business, like, we have a multi-million-dollar business in our hands. We know that. But I think one of the things that is hindering us is that if I can't afford to, like, pay the people, like, I have a lot of people that are like, we want to just help you and do it. But I struggle with, like, just having volunteers. That just, I don't know what it is. But it's like, I recognize people's worth and I want to give it to them. And so therefore it does leave me a lot of times doing the stuff on my own, which takes so much longer because I'm doing everything, managing the groups and the admin piece, like everything. So that's something I'm trying to, like, work on. But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's your baby. It's hard to.
One thing I can say that they like, if I get to show people numbers first, then I'm able to go in the door.
Mm-hmm.
But if they see me first, sometimes they don't listen. They don't even care to hear the numbers. Right. And yeah, I won't go into detail.
It is the world we live
like,
in. It really is. Like,
yeah.
I read a book, and I think it's called I'm Still Here, and it was written by an African-American woman, and her name's Austin. And her parents named her that because they're like, when you go to apply for jobs, they're going to take your resume and put it in the call file, rather than if your name is, I don't know, a more ethnic name. And she's like, that's like our way of even getting you in the door.
Yeah.
And then they'll see your skin color, and then they can make that decision when they meet with you. But like the whole book was all about that. So.
I can say that I love my name because honestly, a lot of people think I'm a white man. And I will seal deals through email. And then when I go and pick up, like, my sponsorship items or something like that, eyes will get like, I mean, it's it's kind of blatant, but yeah, it's a thing, and it's real,
It's real.
And I think that's why it's important for us to, like, help each other. So, like, for instance, like, the reason why I try to work with a lot of influencers and help them is because there's a lot of businesses that don't understand the importance and the value of micro influencers. And I'm like, stop just giving them gift cards. Stop just offering free meals. Like, you have a marketing budget. Pay these micro influencers because their engagement is incredible. So we try to, with us being able to be like this mega platform that is respected, we try to, like, use our platform to help these micro influencers get in the door and things like that. And so that's...
And get them paid for what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because when you get paid for it, even if it's $50 or $100, you're going to make better content. You're going to be more invested about, like, sharing it in your story, making sure that they're getting their money's worth. Like, we've got gift cards. Like, people will send us, like, we get stuff in the mail all the time, gift cards.
We're
but, like, doesn't mean we're going to post them.
But how long did it take you to learn that? Because I'm sure you started there to where it was like, oh, here's...
Like, gift cards and stuff?
Yeah, and so then you...
For me, I think because of the fact of me being in the industry and, like, doing events and stuff like that, I always knew, like, the value of it. So, like, it's not a thing of, like, people will send us a gift card and I'll be like, I don't want it. It's just that, okay, for a gift card, we'll post you on our Instagram.
Sure.
Or something like that. We'll find a way to, like, fit you in, but I'm not going to give you my highest exposure, with this gift card, unless you are a business that's struggling or brand new or something like that. But I'm speaking more so of, like, there are businesses, this is facts, there are businesses out here that are spending $30,000 monthly in marketing, but then they want to give a gift card to an influencer, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, even Dante made a post the other day, and it really highlighted that. And he was like, the amount of time it takes me to edit the content, use my materials, go there, and you want to give me $10 to, it's not being ungrateful. It's just knowing your worth, like the time that you're putting into something.
It's a job.
Yeah.
And that still goes back to, like, we do post a lot of stuff that we just go do anyways. And not everything, like, everybody thinks we eat for free all the time. And we do sometimes, but not every time,
Right.
And we don't go to all these events for free. Like, we pay for a lot of stuff. But we just highlight it. We make it a fact. Like, it's our mission to highlight the people, places, and events that make St. Louis special. So, like, we can't only do that if people are just paying us. Like, we have to still highlight the other stuff and still go explore every side of St. Louis. And that's one thing that we've always focused on. And I think that that's what set us apart on Instagram from the other accounts, is, like, we were going to highlight North City places. We were highlighting all these different places, not just these 10 places that were going to pay us $150 each to post them or whatever.
You know why I'm laughing? I say all the time, like we'll literally post something in the deep hood,
Yeah.
you know, like and give them the same amount of exposure that we'll give like City Museum or something. Like I think that's the coolest thing is being able to give that type of exposure to a lot of the businesses that can't afford it,
Yes.
or would never even have the opportunity to be exposed to that amount of people at one time.
What's the feedback typically like? Because
It's amazing.
Is it?
Our highest post, individual post, shout out to Patrick's Patio. I posted him and he's up over like 7 million people
Wow.
right now. And so we grew his Instagram following like over 10,000 followers within like a month or something like that. And he works outside his house. Like it's his house, you know, and he's making these cool drinks, those daiquiris and stuff.
I seen that.
And I'm like, I'm so proud of that. Like I'm so proud that our biggest like individual post was somebody that's
just does it out the house.
Yeah.
Traps slushies
yeah,
out the house.
Like, he's a true hustler. Like he's amazing. And so it was just cool, you know.
Those are the best because like, of course, City Museum, like great. Like that's an amazing place. Like one of the coolest places in the world, but like they get so much national press that like they're good all the time. But like, obviously it helps for their specific events, but you get like, Kathy's Kitchen, like one of these amazing little like restaurants that are so good, but they don't have $5,000 to pay to get into Sauce Magazine. You know, but they could pay $250 or a free feature. Like how it's easy to just, hey, send me some pics, we'll throw it on Instagram. Like it's good, you know, whatever. But like, or they could pay $250 and get posted by 5 different influencers and would reach more people.
Yeah.
And more people trust that because it's, and that's another thing is like making it not sound like an ad. And you guys do good with that too. Like it's hard to tell which one's paid or what's not. Because if you do like ad sponsored, then it's like, okay, well, like, do you really like that spot?
Yeah, no, and we won't. There have been places that we go to and they want us to add, and I'm like, you gotta get some more seasoning on that or something.
I can't even.
So besides the Wall Street, you mentioned the Wall Street Journal. You've been featured on like every station in
we
St.
have
Louis.
KMOV, Post Dispatch, People Magazine about your love story.
The
You're
STL
at
Bucket
STL
List
Bucket List
Podcast.
podcast right now.
I mean,
Hey.
holy shit.
We
This is
gotta
the
add that
biggest
to
in this
our
town.
our media kit.
I swear to God. The hottest in the city, baby. No, I'm just playing. But for real, we believe that, though. We are the hottest in the city when it comes
I
to
love
the
how
podcast
you're looking
stuff.
at the camera.
Oh, because that'll be on the clip.
I know. I love it.
You know what's up.
I love it. That's good.
But for real, you guys have been featured in like People Magazine. I mean, I've seen you guys, obviously, like with Malik on Show Me St. Louis all the time for your events, and they're awesome up there. And tell us about like some of those accomplishments. Like which one was your favorite? Which one was your favorite? And then just tell us how crazy that is to like go from social media to the newsroom.
My favorite was probably People because I had to do teaching. I had to do the interview while I was literally at school, and then I sent. Just a little off, but I had to send my kids out with another teacher because they were at recess.
And then zoom in.
Yeah. And then they were coming back in for recess, and I literally had to like pause the interview and run down the hall and use another like coworker's office. And I was like ran in. I was like, "Can I use your office? This is People Magazine." And they were all like in the principal's office. And the person was like, "Yeah, just go ahead." And like we finished their interview and I went back in. I was like, "Thank you." And they were like, "Did you just say People Magazine?" And then my principal was like, "Well, did you tell them that your principal is da-da-da, so-and-so and so-and-so?" And they were just like, because like they know what Morgan and I do and they love it. And then like I'm so appreciative that like they let me off when we need to be. And then so they were just joking around of like, "Did you just let them know that we are your coworkers in this interview?"
We are your number one supporters back here.
Yeah, her school. I'm grateful for her school of being flexible with her schedule for new stuff.
I was gonna say that's gotta be hard because it's like, well, I have to teach, and then there's something going on during the day, and then you have.
And a lot of times that's why you see just me like in the media stuff.
Luke,
because I can't pull her every time. But for big stuff, for People, I had to call you.
People, you're like I need a break.
Look, we come to big stuff. She's here right now. Break. For me, I think my favorite. This is okay. I have to say 2, because one is not because of the group, but I'm on Beyonce's website. That's my favorite media thing because Beyonce is my queen. And then Donnah. And then but then like top would be my KMOV story that Julia did we actually had every news station featured us. We were the Valentine's feature for like every local news station. Shout out to Elizabeth Donnell for making that happen, which is major for us to be the type of couple we are, to be the story for Valentine's across St. Louis. But the Camo V story, she came to our high school and filmed it. And so just being back at school in the halls that we used to roam in, and be able to tell like where we are in life right now was amazing. And then that actually led to us getting most of our wedding sponsored, which was crazy because I didn't think that could happen, but it did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When is the wedding? What's the date?
10/15/23. Were you going to hesitate?
No.
You gotta think about it.
Can we be real though? Can we be real?
Well, you had a
Well, you guys moved it a
date.
couple times, didn't you?
You had
We
to
did.
because
We did push it out because of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
but then like with the way the world is moving right now, like with the government,
You wanna
Yeah.
get married quicker and then have a reception.
Yeah.
we don't know what's gonna happen.
I
yet.
would.
that's true.
So
I knew Mason was doing that. He told, I think Mason was getting married earlier just because he's just like, let me just get married and then like whatever.
we're literally not. This is how much we like Mason. We're not going to California. Was it to the Emmys? Yeah,
I
we're
think
supposed
so.
we're supposed to be at the Emmys with my mom.
Mhm.
We're not going so we can be at his wedding.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
love.
Yes.
That is love.
That's
Yeah.
sweet. But yeah, no,
Loyalty.
you're absolutely right because like a lot can change, obviously, and that's over a year away. That's like a year and 3 months away.
Yeah. So
Um,
you know,
But tell us about the sponsorships because like we got like one sponsor for our wedding or two, and there was some chips and soda from Fitz's and Old Vienna. Shout
That's
out.
all we need.
Shout out
Shout out.
Old Vienna and Fitz's. It was the perfect take-home gift for everybody.
We did
It was
a
the STL bucket
little.
list snack.
Okay, you're such an advert. Like you're just funny. You're just like shout out. Okay, we did little.
bag.
So this is a plug.
Get
The
my
show. We yeah, we did like little snack carriers, and they said like midnight snack. Love Lucas and Marissa, and we got like a variety pack of Fitz-It sodas from Fitz-It, all different flavors, and then we got the Red Hot Riplet chips because I have a lot of family from out of town, and so every time they come in town, or my dad will send like cases of Red Hot Riplets to my family because like I grew up on those chips, like those. I love my Red Hot, so that was like a cute little midnight snack.
But everything else, I mean, it was a lot. But
I know.
I
Weddings
wanted to-
are a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you to our parents.
Yeah.
Very shout out to Dad and Barb and Ken.
Oh, is that the Barb and Ken? Is
Barb
that
and
My parents'
Ken,
names.
Barbie and Ken. Yeah, yeah. Those parents named Barb and Ken.
If you want to follow them on Instagram, it's Barb and Ken too.
I love it.
And they were born in 1959, which was the year that the Barbie was invented. So they both were born in 1959.
Stop.
They're a
Oh
month
my
apart.
gosh.
Barbie and Ken.
I want to meet them.
Yeah. And then Gunzi, shout out Gunzi. I know he's going to be watching this. And, you know, we just went
They
to
were
a
the
comedy
best.
show with them last night.
They made
so.
all of our wedding dreams come true.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's
So.
awesome. Yeah, for us, it's like the cool thing about the sponsorships for the wedding is they're not trying to give us things so that we can post them.
Mhm.
They're giving us to like thank us. Like a lot of them are like thanking us because of us posting them and doing things like that, and just like for what we've been able to do for the city. So it's the coolest thing ever because, like I said earlier, there's a lot of people that think we're out here like balling, but I am literally like groundbreaking to this day. So to know that I have a little bit of weight lifted off of me for the wedding, because I'm the boy in the relationship, so I do have to pay for it.
That means her parents got to pay for it then. If she's the girl in the relationship, that's how it works.
parents.
We need to call
the
them
parents,
after
of,
this.
parents of the bride.
Call 'em up.
The parents of the bride.
So yeah,
You know, but no, I feel you.
it's been cool to
Is
know
it
that we have that.
stressful? The wedding plan, like, how's it been going?
Oh.
Like, well, you have your date, so
She
we're.
said, let me sit up real
I
quick.
want to talk about it because I obviously we just got married, and I'm like all about. But like, where's the venue?
It's a Wild Carrot.
You don't tell him that. Okay, listen. We toured it, and it was so beautiful. It was. It was. That was our second
That was our
choice.
second choice, yeah.
We were very happy with where we were, and we would have been happy.
I loved it there because of how they changed stuff, and then also their
It's very
elevated cocktails,
eclectic.
their cocktail menu that they bring like really good bartenders in. And not like every wedding is mostly just like soda and drinks, and it's fine, but it's like they take pride in like using nice cups and making nice drinks. You know, I mean, you already know.
Well,
Yeah, no, they're awesome.
And the
They
places.
are. It's such a cool place, but they're like getting ready. I had 9 bridesmaids, so there was no way we were
rooms,
fitting
the parking
in
was
the
one
room
thing.
for that.
There was
Okay.
a couple things. There was just a couple things, but we loved it. I loved it. I was like, we're getting that until we.
Well, that's
It was
exciting.
It was our well, no, it was your first choice. It was our first choice, but when I saw the price, I was like, I don't know, babe.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
and then we went to her second place.
Is that the one on the?
I can't say where.
I know you're
Don't
not.
say
No,
where.
no. I know you're not going to tell me the name. We talked about it, but was it
Yes.
on the?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it was clear that they didn't
I know.
want us to have
I
a
know.
wedding
We
there.
had this conversation
Oh.
before.
So then when I'm like, okay, well, babe, show me Wild Carrot. Like, let me see. And the way her face lit up when we did the walkthrough, I'm like, okay.
So
It
you
is.
went there and looked at it.
So will you
And that
get
place is-
married in the backyard, like outside,
No, we're actually, what are we doing?
or it's
It's
just the
inside.
reception?
This is why I
Oh, they
leaned,
do
let me
that
tell you why I
inside.
leaned forward. Because the only thing that we have done for this wedding that is sponsored, people are just waiting for us to give answers, is the fact that it's at Wild Carrot. Because Donnah has been stuck on what colors we're going to have since when? February?
Okay.
We're in July.
Well, let me help you.
So can we roll dice and pick the colors?
What are our options? What are the options? What are you deciding?
Where are you at on right now?
See, they're laughing. They don't even. She's like, I don't even know.
Yo,
So we did like a baby. What's
We
the
did
exact color? It's called?
Dusty blue,
and black. And it was classy. The guys wore dusty blue ties, but I wore a black tie. You know, but
It was pretty. It was a beautiful spring color, and honestly, it's really weird because I don't even like blue. Blue is like not even my color, but
And then
it
just
looks
classic black and
beautiful on
white.
all of
See?
them.
classic black and
And
white.
then I
Gorgeous.
thought of all the
Yeah.
girls. My girls were my something blue.
Yeah.
That's how I
Oh,
thought.
did you? So you
Oh,
did
I
the
love it.
traditional like it's something. What is it? Something borrowed.
Something? No,
new,
I didn't do
something old.
any of that.
Yeah.
Nope,
So what's your like? What so?
not really. Just the girls that are blue.
You're obviously
That's
white
it.
dress. So what are your color options? Because like you like black suit, black tie
I
stuff.
do
yeah.
like the black suit.
Yeah.
She was trying to do an all white suit. I'm like, no, because I do not.
Well, you can do the white
like
jacket with the black
that.
pants. The
I
white
don't
jacket.
even like that.
Go with
Yeah.
that. I'm probably going to do navy. We're probably going to do navy or something.
That's a pretty fall color.
And we're getting married in the fall.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
okay.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I like blue. I like orange. I like
These
green.
are my girls. The dusty blue.
Don't worry. I stalked you.
Anything you need. I'm like, I could quit teaching and go into being a professional.
I
She
wedding
loves
planner.
this
I
stuff.
love
She
it.
loves this
Can I
stuff.
tell you all something? I get a phone call. I'm waiting for them to drop the wedding pictures. I'm so excited to see them.
They came back so fast too.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have a photographer yet?
We have a
Because ours-
videographer that's sponsoring.
Because our photographer was Tani Ballard, and she pretty much specifically does actually shoot LGBTQ.
Really? Can you send us?
I will
Yeah.
send you her,
Her whole
her
website's all
contact.
like mostly focused
Cool.
on
She
LGBT.
that yeah
Yes.
Mhm.
That would be perfect.
We have an
She would
idea where
really like
she's
you guys.
doing fall colors.
yeah.
So, I
The
mean,
orange, the burnt orange with that building
I was
looks
gonna
so
say
sick.
burnt
Not burnt
orange.
orange, but like the orange and
I know,
red.
that's
her
and
she's
stuff.
like
I got an
a
idea
rust-
of orange.
Pretty
Yeah, Wild
That's one
Carrot
of the
better pay us
colors.
for
That's
the-
one of
no, I'm
the.
gorgeous.
can I tell you what's hard for my part though?
Yeah.
So I want my whole side to be suits, and I have men and women on my side,
Okay.
and so trying to make sure that it's like, okay, I get my suits from Express,
Uh-huh.
but I have to get them tailored, completely redone. So I'm not gonna make my people pay the amount of money that I pay for suits. So then trying to like mix and match companies is really hard when you're trying to make sure that the colors are the exact same.
Yes.
And
And
females
for
are
men and
wearing
women.
them.
Yes.
So that's my struggle.
If
But-
it's a little off, it's a little
But there's
off.
some cute girl suits, like even like where did you get your
I got a-
blazers at? You got some
I got
blazers.
all my blazers at H&M, but like even my sister wore a suit to prom, and it was darling.
Yeah.
And I should
It was-
text her when we're done with this
Yeah,
and
we
ask
can
her where
check
she
that
got it
out.
from.
Please.
I will.
please.
Yeah. it was
But yeah,
cute.
it's a lot, and and it's nice to have help. So if your family can like just help with just like some of the planning, like whether it be like invitations,
Or
getting
me,
everything
just call me.
together.
I'll help you.
Okay.
Don't do that.
I'll
You
be
are
your
right
wedding
do
here.
not.
Do you want me
We
there
heard
on
it
the
here.
wedding day with the earpiece
Cut
and
that part, cut that
clipboard?
part.
'Cause I'm there.
Y'all
I
heard
got
it
you.
here. It's official.
It's me. First wedding gig. Sign me up.
Cut that part. I swear, you're gonna be teaching. We're focused on these
It'll
students.
be on
We're
a
focusing on these
weekend.
students.
It's on a Sunday. You're good.
Sunday. There.
Oh, you're doing the Sunday brunch.
We're doing a Sunday brunch thing.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
feeling like
Oh my
what's
gosh.
Kanye's? What is it? Sunday? What is it
Or
called?
it's the Jay-Z.
Sunday service. Like I'm
Sunday
feeling like
service.
Sunday service vibes in the beginning.
I thought about like maybe the Jay-Z P Diddy like with the white.
it's gonna move to that. So it's
Okay.
like it's gonna start with a little bit of Jesus,
Yeah.
and then can
And
I say that
then-
on this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
You can say whatever
then
you
move
want on
down
this.
to like a little P Diddy, and then like real ratchet, like Cardi
yeah.
B
Yeah.
type stuff at the end.
Yeah, we
when
get
our
real
parents are
ratchet on
gone.
this podcast, so we can say
Yeah.
whatever we want.
And
say
I will
whatever you
recommend our
Well, yeah, we'll send you. The
I could
list.
like literally sit here
We'll
and
just
play
plan
all.
our-
I loved all of our vendors. I
Well,
loved all
pick
of our
some colors
vendors.
for us. Start there.
All right.
Help us get those colors.
I
And you
will.
can do the other like different colors. Some weddings do that. Like we're like not like different, but like all in the same family. But like
Mhm.
the girls might be wearing like red, orange, like
That's
That's
light
what I
tan,
said.
beige.
I think it'd be
I thought
the
it was
easiest
cool.
to allow them to have different.
She just picked the dress and the color.
We will. We'll talk.
It's the easiest just to pick the exact color and dress and tell them to buy it. And then they just buy it. That's what she did. So
our website
So
was
can I ask
Zazie,
this?
and our dresses were like $79, like the bridesmaids. It was
And they buy their own stuff, right?
yeah, I had it.
everybody
I
bought
had
their
it.
own suit.
Check.
But I bought them 101 gifts for just being in the wedding. But like I was like,
And then you helped
y'all-
with hair and makeup for a few people or no? Or your sister and like, yeah. So, and
I'll
hair and
probably do
makeup.
that for like my
Don't
close.
tell the others.
Oh, shit. I forgot.
Damn.
If they're
Should I
still
get some
listening.
text messages?
Exposing me. I did. I paid for my sisters. Yes.
So, yeah, we could, we're starting a wedding podcast next week. So.
It'll be our little my little side gig.
One cool thing is, so St. Louis Bridal Magazine, they're going to be documenting our stuff, and they're like, "What's the update?" I'm like, "There is none."
Yeah.
So we got to.
So that was one thing that like I love that all that's happening, but the one thing that was great about our wedding is it was just completely away from like our businesses, and that was just like yours is like you have to like update them, but like that's fine, and that's
Just
gonna
with
be
that,
just
the day of. I can't wait to tell everybody there, turn your phones off.
Absolutely,
Like,
that's what I was
we
saying.
did that.
Yeah.
This is going to be a true moment for us, because I'll be honest, if it was up to me, it would probably just be 10 people there at the wedding,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to show. Like my love for her is my love for her, and I don't have to put. I don't have to.
Hey, it's almost dinner time.
That's the love.
I was like, it is almost dinner time.
Did you hear?
This is the best. You heard it. All right.
He's
Can I
like,
get
yeah, I
some
heard
snacks? Put some snacks here.
Yeah, we need pretzels next.
Shout out 4 hands.
A little Chex Mix.
All right. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. But
You
whatever
were
I
saying
said.
if you were to do it, like you would do like a
10,
destination, and a
intimate,
small.
your
intimate-
love
I
is
just
their
want
love.
something simple. But I tell her all the time, I'm like, when we like we're just friends, and she'd tell me like what her dream is. It's like this tall, handsome black man, and she's not getting any of that. So I'm like, I could at least give her the
Give you
wedding
the
she
big
wants.
part. I will say, like, we do, like, it's just your one day. And I think sometimes people are like, well, I don't want a big wedding because it just takes away from, it doesn't. We had a big wedding, and it really did. It was so special. And we looked around the room, and I'm like, all of these are people. Like, these are people. And, like, that was very special. And, like, we were together the whole time, like, until I couldn't keep up with you on the dance floor and had to sit my ass down. But otherwise, it was,
It's a special day.
It is a special
You
day
all want some
regardless.
exclusive tea?
Yes.
You ready
Spill
for this?
it.
This is my second wedding. I was married to a man, my son's father. So
Yes.
a lot of people don't know that. But did you know that?
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Did you? I didn't know you were married. I knew you obviously have a.
Yeah, I knew you had a son,
Yeah.
but I did not know you were
Nope, I was married,
before.
and that's a whole nother thing that I can't wait to like maybe like write a book one day or something about what it's like of becoming who you are, even when you know who you are, but you're trying to be what everybody else wants you to be. But shout out to him, because he's awesome,
Mhm.
and that's where our son is right now. He's in Louisiana
Yeah.
for the whole summer.
Shout out.
Oh,
shout
that's
out to
where
your
he
son.
lives?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's where we got married. We got married down in Louisiana and all that.
Okay.
So let me ask you that, because you just said like, okay, like coming out to who you are. So like, did you? And we can ask like kind of both you guys,
This
whatever
is
you're
good,
comfortable
because
with
I
sharing.
wanted to touch on the proud moms. Too,
Yeah, I want
so.
to kind of touch on it, whatever you're comfortable with sharing. But like, so did you always know that you liked the other, like the same sex, but you just hid it because
Like you
you know-
always felt it,
Yeah.
and you tried to suppress it, or what was it like?
I knew when I was a kid. I honestly had a crush on my second grade teacher, and I didn't know what that meant at that time. But I knew that there was something why I got to class on time.
Same.
Donna's like, I know my kids show up for me. Come on now.
I've been there. I've been there.
But no, like I knew early on, and I came out in high school, and it wasn't received well by my family, by my mom. And that's why I moved to Louisiana, because I was just like lost. I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be. This is what I feel. And I allowed society and family to talk me into, I don't want to say talk me into, but like made me feel like I had to do what society says you're supposed to do.
And you went to Catholic school.
Yeah.
Or, was it Catholic or
most
just private?
lesbians come from Catholic schools. I'm just being honest.
Because I'm Catholic, so I'm like, and I didn't go to Catholic school. I did like the once a week like PSR program, but I'm like, I don't know, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's a whole other.
So then you moved. All right. So you moved to Louisiana after high school, or like right at?
I moved. Yeah, I actually dropped out of college and moved to Louisiana because I
you
was
couldn't
just
take it. You couldn't. You didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah,
You needed to be away.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I went down there and was trying and ended up marrying a man. And I'll be honest, and he knows this, but it was so bad that during my wedding, standing up there and saying I do, I knew that I didn't. You know,
Damn.
and it was so difficult trying to. Can you imagine being an actress and always on stage? That's what I was. I was literally every day pretending, wearing dresses that I was so uncomfortable in, and just trying to be somebody I wasn't. And I remember the first person that I called when I decided I can't do this anymore is my mom. Even though my mom reacted the worst when I came out the first time, I called her, and before I could even finish my sentence, she says, Morgan, I know. She says, I love you, and I got you. And so from there on, I was able to be me.
So how long did that take? So like if their initial, I'm just asking because
No, you're fine. I
I
love
think
talking
it's
about
important.
it's important.
It's important, I believe. And I'm a big advocate for love is love. And
Yeah.
so that's how I feel. But what
How long did it take
your
for
family to
Mason was probably, I was married about 3 years. That's
it's a long
to be
time
unhappy.
to be
Yeah, I was married
faking.
about 3 years before I ended up making that decision.
So then when you like got pregnant, how does that, you're like, okay, now I'm doing all these things and now we have
Yeah, well, Mason was planned. I'm so proud to say that. But that was something that we wanted, and I can tell you, my son is the reason I'm actually still sitting here today. My child gave me a reason to keep going. And with that reason and knowing that I had to keep going, I had to make the decisions to be happy. And so that's really what helped me and motivated me to just be who I was. So having him was like the biggest blessing in the world.
That's so sweet. How did his dad respond?
Whew.
Like, did he always know or feel something on a level?
He knew that I had a past. It took him a minute to deal with that. And I think he still struggles with it because not only am I a lesbian, but I also take on that more masculine energy. So I think for any man, that's a little difficult, and all of that. But I do appreciate him for, the things that he does. But who I really appreciate the most is his fiance. When I say I love her, and I think that she is the reason that me and him have been able to get on a better page. So shout out to Christy. I love you.
And she loves your boy. And that's the best.
Long distance stuff though, that's tough though.
Yeah,
sure,
it is. But like the coolest thing is having two sets of parents that love you unconditionally, and we do whatever we have to do to make sure that little boy is good. And my son, he's so lucky.
All taken care of one.
If you can do that, that is so.
Co-parenting is
not
easy
everyone
when you
can
try.
do it. Not everyone can do it. Trust me, I know it, and not everyone can do it.
Yeah.
So
thank you for sharing that too.
For sure, that's exclusive. Yeah. Exclusive content.
So what about you, Donna?
You
don't have to.
I dated guys.
Yeah.
Tell them, babe, I'm your first.
Yeah, Morgan is my first.
Morgan. I don't even want to hear about these tall dark men.
I am proud. Can I? I'm gonna let her finish. I feel like Kanye, but so Donna was prom queen in high school. All the guys wanted her, right? So being able to go to our class reunion with her on my arm,
you were lit. You were like,
the guys are still like, like back then we're still in our inbox trying. I'm like, I walked.
They don't even know.
I was tall that day. Like,
no, that is dope though. That is dope.
So I dated guys, and then Morgan is my first woman. And here we are.
And that came from the
planning our reunion.
Yeah, planning our reunion.
True, just
a vibe.
Falling in love unintentionally. Like, I was with somebody for 4 years, and Donna came along, and we found ourselves on the phone for like 8 hours at a time.
Yeah,
we went from planning to just talking about life. Like, we became best friends.
Yeah, that is so sweet.
So, what was your first date? Like, I guess you went on dates as friends, but like, what was the first date where like you pulled the move on?
What's it?
We have 2 different days. Because what the day I thought was a date wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, she went home so like, shut up on a date.
Yeah, that's true. So she thinks our first date was her best friend's wedding. I don't count that as our first date.
She just asked you, like, can you accompany me?
Yeah, because her friend, we all went to high school together. So
Okay.
I was just like, all right, it's just going to be a McClure North table, which it was.
Yeah.
But of course, I came out the house as I usually do, as myself, all
Dressed to a
beautified.
T.
Yeah.
Do you know the song Speechless, Dan and Shay?
Yeah.
That is what happened. When she walked out that house, everything just switched.
Mm. So
So
that was her
the-
first date.
Yeah.
If that wasn't, you just thought you were just going and hanging out with
Yeah,
friends. And
yeah.
Then,
So
and then
when
what
was,
was,
when was your first date?
Oh my God. Was it Mission Taco? Was it?
It was the haunted house when you held my hand.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I'm in love, y'all. Like,
I see.
wow. We're getting
Wow.
deep. That's
And then-
amazing.
Well, then now you just had Pride, and you get to celebrate that together, and your moms were there with their Proud Mom T-shirts.
Yes.
So, how was your mom when you?
Ooh,
that. I
so
guess,
shit
like-
definitely hit the fan when we told my parents that Morgan and I were dating. But then my mom quickly came around because she was just like, I
You're
love you no
happy.
matter what, and I'd rather have my daughter more than anything.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
and now her mom is literally like one of my best friends. I don't know if she feels like that, but I love I love her mom. I literally called her complaining
Aw.
that she was late today. And I said, I can't call her friends and talk about her, so I'm calling you.
Oh, well, we were late too. We were eating. So it's no big deal. You're on summer break. We're not hating. But that's a big deal for parents anywhere though. Is like if it's a parent listening to the show, is just like,
Love your
you know,
kids.
it's harder for your kids to tell you than it's harder for you to go through it. I feel like, you know, I don't know, but like I just feel like
we
it's
don't
just
know what it's like, but I think like for us, we just believe like why would you? You just want to be. That's your family. That's you love them, and I always say like no one chooses to have a hard life, and it's not easy. So just love them and be supportive because the rest of the world is not always going to be kind.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
And we're lucky that we live in a time like now, because if this was 30 years ago or 40 years ago, then you would have just,
There's
you would have
still
been with some
things,
tall dark
we
man, so
know.
you would have been
There's
fine.
still
But she would have
things,
been,
Miserable.
she's like, I'd be chilling.
No, like seriously, if any parents are watching, or if anybody that's struggling with deciding how to come out, first off, do it at your own time. Don't ever feel like you're rushed and you have to do it. And I had to learn that because we dated for a while before we told anybody. I used to post pictures of us and put like an emoji face over her face because she wasn't out.
Yeah.
But I had to respect her time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important in our community. But then don't feel that you can't share it with anyone. If you feel like you need to like talk to someone, whether it's a counselor or therapist or best friend, like don't go through it alone. I think that's probably the biggest thing. I remember I'm giving y'all a lot of my deep
This is
info.
how it is on the
This is
the
STL
show.
Bucket
Like,
List
this is our show
See?
gets like this.
Probably the darkest moment, you might not even know this, Donnah, but probably one of the darkest moments of my life was when I first came out and I literally felt alone. This is in high school. And I remember I slept in my car, not because I was homeless or anything like that, but I just felt like in a sense, I did feel homeless because people weren't happy with who I was. And I would rather sleep alone in my car. And I went and bought a rotisserie chicken from Snooks and ate dinner in my little convertible. But that was like the hardest night of my life because then I had to wake up and go to work and act like nothing happened.
And you're
But,
just alone thinking.
It
And
was a mental thing.
Mhm.
So when my mom puts on that shirt that says "Proud Mom," it means so much more. So much more. Mic drop.
My
Drop
God,
those.
I love that.
Love it.
Wow, that was amazing. So, I mean, guys, it's the STL Bucket List show, so we got to talk a little bit about St. Louis before we close it out. So,
Yes.
I know you guys have a lot of events and places in St. Louis that you love to do, and we just want to hear a couple bucket list things to do. And this could be events, this could be restaurants you guys like, this could be
Family thing, like family day.
anything. Just some bucket list
favorite-
spots that you guys like to go to in St. Louis.
Some of your faves.
Lots of Lake. I think that's one of my new
Yeah.
favorite
We
ones.
went to a wedding there. It was nice, beautiful. We haven't stayed there yet,
Oh,
but
y'all
I've been
gotta
talking
stay.
to them.
You
I
gotta
talked to their
Stay.
marketing person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay. The last time we went, it rained, and just the rain, like on top of the bus.
Just hearing
Oh,
it.
yes.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
doing
So
it.
relaxing.
We're doing a festival with them next summer.
Okay.
It's basically going to be what Firefest should have been. But it's going to be cool. So I'll definitely make sure that y'all got invited to that. For me, I think the catfish, I love fishing.
Mhm.
Like, that's my hobby. That is what I will do every day if I could. There's a catfish boat company at the Arch, and they take you out and they provide everything, fishing rods, bait, and the fish that you catch are literally like
Huge.
humongous.
Because they're the river ones, and
Yep.
they're just fat. And they'll
And-
help you, like,
Mhm.
you touch them?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay. I was just
I
making
would,
sure.
if you look at the video from Lost Hill Lake,
Mhm.
we had got Erica, my best friend, had got a fish, like nice catfish right there, and it like came off the hook, but it was still kind of like in the water and on the thing, and I like went over the thing inside of the water and like grabbed it out like I'm on some
fishing
animal
crazy
show or
Survivor
something.
or something. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That stuff's serious.
I like fishing too. I didn't even know they had a boat. Like I knew they had the helicopter tours right down there, and that
Yeah.
was one thing. Is like we need to like get that area popping right there because I feel like there's so much potential over
That's
there.
her
my
dream. She has a
gosh.
whole like layout and plan of what
Because
that
in
should
Chicago and all these other cities, like the river is like popping, the
Yes.
walkways, like, and it's
Yes.
horrible. Like people don't even want to go there. It's like not even.
Yes.
There's
I
nothing
know.
there. I
Yeah,
mean, there's the
that's
one
my
little
dream.
casino thing, but what it.
To have like our riverfront just built up to be.
And we just
like,
need a dye of
Well,
blue, so it's a
yeah,
little bit
like
little bit
Chicago.
blue. We just need a
Like
dye
their
of blue.
beach, they
Yo,
have
can
like
you
a
put some blue
beach
dye in
there.
there so it's a little bit blue? 'Cause shit, you've been fishing in there, you know.
Yeah, no.
Take a shower before you get home.
she has jet skis, and she
Yeah, we go over in Grafton, and
Yeah.
whew, if you fall in the water, make sure you wash your clothes when you get home.
Yeah, Grafton's
Throw 'em
fun
away.
too. So what about like some restaurants? What's like some of your guys' favorite like date night spots? You think?
I love bait.
Okay,
Have you all been to bait?
we haven't yet, but it's on our
Let's
bucket
do a double
list.
date.
Okay,
Go to
Okay.
bait.
Bet.
That's honestly probably one of my favorite date nights because it's a
Seafood?
boutique restaurant. So it's real small. It's so intimate. The music they play is great, and the food is amazing. So yeah, like seafood.
Mhm.
I haven't
like
even
that.
heard of it.
Yeah,
It's
West.
on Lindell. Yeah.
Orlando. I think JR when he was on here, he used to work there. Chef
Oh.
JR.
You're like, it's on our list. I'm like, your list? I don't know.
Hey, we got different lists, girl.
So it's busy.
So bait, and then I mean City Museum, obviously.
Don't hate on City Museum.
No,
I love the City
He's
Museum.
saying we post them too much?
You love them. We
'Cause we
know you
post-
love them.
No, I'm just saying. Like I knew you were gonna say City Museum.
You watch Friday?
This
Did you?
was one time I was gonna say.
I was
it.
telling you and Ollie. I was waiting for you to dunk it, you know, because they're you know. No, but
No,
the City Museum is
no,
one of the
they're-
coolest places in the
Yeah,
entire
it's awesome.
world.
We've fallen in love with them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we've lived here all this time, and I've never been a person that's like, oh, I want to go to City Museum. And now that we're like working with them, it's like every time we go, we find something new and different.
So cool.
And the rooftop is beautiful. There's a Ferris wheel up there.
Do they still do the like? They used to have like nights for like a 21 and up. for,
That's
like,
what
the
we do
kid-
with them.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we're their partners.
Okay.
On it. So yeah.
She's
Yeah.
not plugged in. Like she is so plugged out, which is like it's nice. Like she is so.
It's a
plugged out of, like,
balance.
everything,
We call
and
it
she doesn't.
balance.
That's why when like she was like right, she wrote these, and I was like, yeah, this and this. But yeah, she's so plugged out, which is like it's
That's
a
her.
balance. Yeah.
She
Yeah,
doesn't.
us
y'all teach.
teachers got
Yeah.
other things to worry, but those kids and grading and
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite restaurants?
Monster Taco.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Donna's vegan. That's
Oh,
one
really?
challenge we have though, is like not everywhere where we have to go has vegan food.
options.
Yeah.
Most places are now.
What's-
Most places do
They're
have at least
working on
one,
it.
but it's like,
Mhm.
what if that one thing
Yeah.
you don't want?
Yeah,
you
I'm
know.
tired
Have
of
you been to
ordering fries.
Lulu's?
Right.
Lulu's Eatery?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love. So I used to work at a preschool right over there on Jefferson, and like a girl I worked with was vegan, and she was like, "I'm going to Lulu's." I'm like, "Well, what do they have?" And I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, "What is it?" She was like, "No, get some, try something." And I got their like spicy eggplant.
Mm-hmm.
I still like dream about it to this
Yeah.
day. It
I heard
was
1207,
so
that urban pop-up, that urban eatery, 1207. They do like the huge plates with like sushi, all this like crazy stuff. You got to check it out. I'll send you
try
some.
it.
Yeah.
I
They
think
do
I
burgers
follow
and
them.
stuff. Yeah,
I just haven't
their
tried
gram
it.
is fire too, like the pictures that they post. But yeah, vegan bucket list. Maybe we'll drop a vegan list when the episode drops, like a little bucket list or something like that. That'd be
I
fun.
think there is one. I think.
Yeah, but we can make a bigger
I
one.
think y'all did just come out with a vegan one. I
Yeah.
meant to send it to you.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
to come out with it. That wasn't because Natalia's
Natalia
vegan.
did it.
Yep, Natalia's
Shout out
vegan
to
as well.
Natalia. She is awesome. It's there's so much talent here. Like, I just want to say, like, yes, we are honestly, probably the biggest at this table, the biggest local influential platforms, right?
Mhm.
But I just want to shout out like those other creators in the city, like the foodies and the creators like Dante on YouTube and
All of our Locals
like,
Choice nominees.
yeah,
They're all
like
out there.
shout
really.
out to all of you all because it's amazing. And I'm like I said, you make our city smile. So
It takes time.
And we get
and
ideas
work.
from them. Like we get influenced by people, and we also get content from people. You guys use a lot of influencers to help your guys' pages, so it's like they're putting in the work and like going to these places and
Yeah.
like, you know, because we can't go to every place, and nor do we want to. Like tonight, like you said, what are we doing tonight? It's like we ain't doing nothing.
yeah,
And
we made a private group of, we call it our daters and doers. And so anytime people do give us like free tickets or gift cards or something, we drop it in that group. Like, does anybody want these?
That's a good
Like,
idea. We
yeah,
need to do
that's-
because sometimes we just say pass on it, but like we might as well try to have them go get content for
Yeah,
us.
we just give it to them and then we'll post the stuff like on the IG.
Yeah,
So,
no, I love that. So, well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I have one last question. It's the ideal St. Louis day. Okay, so you wake up, this could be a family day, you ain't got shit to do, which doesn't really happen sometimes, but like on a Saturday, let's say tomorrow, you wake up, you got nothing to do. What would be your ideal day with the whole fam? Mason's in town. Like, where would you guys go for breakfast?
Brunch. So
Brunch.
have mimosa.
Okay.
We'll probably go to Rooster.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
That's one of our faves.
Yeah, their pancakes are so
Where
good.
are we going for lunch, babe?
Lunch.
You're probably gonna get Monster.
I know. I do love Monster Taco. They give you
Great.
nachos. And the
Have you go to
nachos are
Terra Taco?
huge.
Terra Taco has all
Is
these
that
and
what
stuff
you're?
too.
That's what you're trying to say. Is
No.
Terra Taco?
No.
Monster Taco. Where's
No.
Monster Taco?
Is it Terra Taco?
Yes, you're drunk.
Oh.
We've been saying Monster Taco. That's how
I was gonna say Terra
This-
Taco.
thank God it's not a paid
oh,
sponsor.
Jesus,
Oh
yes,
no,
Terra
it's
Yes,
all
Terra
good.
Taco.
It's all good. It's all good. This is like this is the very end of the podcast. So like very few people
Sounds
Make
good.
it this far.
Yeah.
Told you my nap.
Yeah.
That still that took earlier.
Yeah, Terra Tacos,
Still
and then
here.
like we probably go to City Museum after we eat lunch. There we go.
No, that's a good day.
That's
though.
it.
Yeah.
And then we love going to the movies. I know that's so.
No, I love the
typical.
movies. And actually, like, I read a lot. Okay, I teach English. I love to read. Where the Crawdads Sing is a book that's coming out next week. And I like got tickets on Tuesday. And I asked my best friend, I'm like, can you go? She's like, I'm working, but I'll let you know if I can get someone. If not, I'll, so you can find someone. I'm like, I'll go by myself. Like, I love them. I'll go see movies
Yeah.
by myself. I love the movies.
So movies, that's a
Yeah.
good day.
Yeah,
night.
movies, and then probably end it with dinner and a show at the Dark Room.
Okay.
We love the Dark Room. That's
Yeah.
where we're going tonight. So.
Oh, that's where you're seeing Eddie
Yes.
tonight. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we love
For
Eddie.
tonight.
So I don't know if y'all know that that's our son. Do you
I
all
do.
watch Eddie's videos and stuff?
I watched it and I seen that your
Okay,
son was
yeah,
in there.
our son's
that's
in,
fire.
like-
Unplugged.
She's
on
unplugged.
his
She does.
unplugged.
But no,
Yeah.
we had Eddie. He made a gelato bucket list for us. Like we collab with like people to make their own bucket list, and then he made it. And then I was looking at his page because I didn't know who he was that much. Like I had seen something, and I loved like his branding and everything was on point with that. Like I really appreciate when people like drop stuff and they do it the correct way. Like they really
Yeah,
put
oh.
effort into it. And that was what he did. And that's like what I strive to do is like when we drop projects, like we meant to make sure all of our ducks are in a row before we drop something. You're the same way. That's why your website's still probably about to drop. by
Probably
then.
that's what's
This comes out at 7:20.
my investor. She's like, it's never going to be perfect.
Just drop it. No, but you're right about it because like most people's first time visiting your website is going to be their last time. So
only
the
got
first
one
time they
shot.
visit it needs to be fire. But like it's different with us because like we'll post links in our bio or you post links all the time. So people will visit it more. But like that first impression is everything.
Yeah, our
You know?
bloggers.
And
are
I've seen
gonna
it. It
really
looks
help
great.
us,
I seen it in the office. You had it pulled up still, and I was like,
Oh,
that
oh,
looks
really?
like, yeah.
Okay.
You had it in
Cool.
the room in the
on the TV
yeah.
screen.
And I was like, oh, it looked good. Yeah, it looked
yeah,
really good.
it's okay. It's okay, right?
Okay.
It's because my blogs aren't on there yet.
Yeah.
So it's like I need the
The blogs
blogs on
and
there,
content,
and
yeah.
then I need pictures.
Mhm.
But yeah, Eddie's great, and shout out to Lindsay Hayes because she did Eddie's graphics and stuff,
Mhm.
and I loved them so much. I'm like, you got to do our passport. So like I don't know if y'all seen the cover for our passport we're
Mhm.
doing, but she drew all of those things out, and then
Yeah,
them
plug
digital.
everything you guys got going. So like in the episode, with plug the passport when that's coming out. Plug your guys' socials. Plug the prom event. Any other events you guys want, and we'll
Anything else worth
yeah.
mentioning?
Yeah, anything else worth mentioning. So
Cool. Donna won't let me sell tickets to our wedding, so I don't have.
where's that event, Brian?
Private event, guys.
Lemon pepper event.
The only one who can go is their wedding coordinator, me. Okay, so no one else worry about it.
I literally got to get you, like, just as you as a guest. I'm gonna give you
literally
that
help
day
you with anything you need. I
want you to-
walkie-talkie, headset, clipboard.
It's Bluetooth season.
I'm on it.
But yeah, guys, support Date Ideas and things to do. It's not just in St. Louis. For people that listen in other cities, just go to their website when it drops and just check out to see if your city's available. And if it's not, it probably will be soon.
Yeah. Or look for the group.
Yeah,
if it's not on the website, look in the group.
Yeah, look for the group. And then in St. Louis, guys, continue to support local. Really try your best to, be kind to people. Everybody lives a different situation than you. But as always, guys, the STL Bucket List Show is the hottest shit in the city. But no, basically, guys, we want to shout out our friends over at the Regional Arts Commission. We believe that art is a staple in St. Louis, from our art institutions down to our individual artists. That's musicians, people that are doing murals. And we really love the work that RAC STL does for the city, and to continue to highlight why St. Louis is an arts town. So other than that, we're always recording here at Half Coast Studios. So catch us here every week. Wednesday, we drop at 6 a.m. So I know.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. Date Ideas and things to do, baby.
Thank you. We appreciate it.